Hey squad, welcome back to Prepping with Sarge. I am here with Codename Alice one more time. How are you doing today?
Great.
And
it's been a great day.
We did have a great day. We had a good weekend. We had a lot of fun. If you watched the blueberry jam video, then I want to let you know afterwards, this one needed a 5-hour nap.
It was 3.5 hours, but I'm not used to day drinking.
But we had a lot of fun, and we canned up 10 jars of blueberry jam. You're going to take some of that home?
Definitely.
Okay. So today we're actually talking about medical training and medical supplies. And so you have a lot more experience with medical stuff than I do.
I do, yes.
So you were a former EMS.
I was.
And now you work in a medical office.
Yes.
Okay. So as she came in to visit for this weekend, I trained her on canning and a little bit of I showed her a wild mushroom here that you can eat. And we did some dehydrating of some oregano, but she was showing me today some of her medical training just to kind of bring up my skills just a little bit more. Obviously, there's stuff I need to practice. Mm-hmm. We're not going to show you a lot of that today because you really need to go to a class for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, so. That's best.
But I do want to talk about a couple things to maybe think about for your kit. So first of all, you guys know that I am an affiliate with Rhino Rescue. So make sure you check out, this is where I get a lot of my first aid supplies. Discount code will be in the description down below, of course. I believe it's prepping_with_Sarge, and that will give you a little discount on Rhino Rescue's first aid kits. And of course, they also have tourniquets here, which they have some videos on how to do those on their YouTube channel, and they have torture tested their tourniquets to make sure that they don't break. So check that out as well. I've talked about this a little bit before, and what do we got here?
What do you got here? Oh, your Narcan.
Yeah, so I do recommend that everybody think about getting Narcan. So we just live in a world where a lot of people, and you probably don't realize this, but some of your family and friends are probably taking pain medications. And even if they're not like a street drug user, it is easy to overdose on those kind of medications. Narcan can save a person's life. So it's specifically for opiate overdoses, and a lot of communities will have events where you can get this for free. If they don't have it for free, most communities in the United States, you can buy it at a pharmacy, and there are classes that you can take for administrating Narcan as well. But this one, you literally can save a life, and it could be that sometimes a little kid finds medication in a cabinet, things like that. It's not always like somebody that's a drug user,
nope,
you know?
It's not.
Okay, so Narcan, and then we can talk a little bit about this one. Pulse oximeter, she was teaching me a little bit more about, a lot of people probably already have these or know how to do them, but it's a good thing to have in the home.
Yep.
So all you're gonna do is you're gonna press the button to turn it on,
yep.
And then you're gonna put on either your
yep.
pointer
Index
finger
or your middle finger is best.
And it'll give you a reading. Now mine's probably gonna be a little bit off because I'm talking here, but what are we looking here for? What would be bad numbers?
So for your oxygen, your blood oxygen level, if you have your hand down on a flat surface too, we'll put it down just so you can see. You want it above 95.
Okay.
So 95 to 100 is your normal range. And anything below that might be a little concerning. Mm-hmm. He's coming in at 95, but we checked it a little while ago and it was a little higher. It's very heavy air here today, though.
And we're talking and stuff
too.
So yeah.
And your pulse rate right now is coming in at 82, which is normal. 80 to 100 is the norm. If you came in at 75, it wouldn't be bad.
Right.
If you came in at 105, it wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Anything over 100 generally is a little tacky. So
can you explain what that means for them?
So your heart rate is going a little fast. It could be because you just ran up a flight of stairs. It could be maybe you're taking some kind of decongestant that's elevating that a little bit. It could be a number of reasons.
Okay. So if somebody's oxygen level was dropping down below 95 and staying there, they're getting into a little bit of danger?
They could be. Okay. Definitely worth a call to the doctor and see what they think.
They might need a higher level of medical care.
They may have some kind of issue going on with their breathing.
Okay. And if their heart rate was above what? Consistently?
Anything above, if it's staying above 120, you want to call the doctor.
It's a danger zone, maybe.
It shouldn't be staying above 120.
Okay.
But if it jumps up into 110 and then it sinks back down to 90, you're probably fine.
Okay. And then 2 more things we wanted to talk to you about, and we're not going to show you again because you need to take a class from somebody who's trained in this. This was the first time for me learning how to take blood pressure, and it wasn't as easy as I thought.
Right.
We had to work with it a little bit for me to get what I'm looking for and what I'm listening for, right? But once you take this, right, you need to know, everybody should kind of have an idea what your baseline is for your blood pressure, right? Because some people are going to be higher and lower.
120/80 is the general norm, although they're talking about, lowering that. I don't know if that's something that's going to be happening soon, but that I'm a dinosaur. I've been doing this for a long time. It's always been 120/80. You don't want the numbers above the top number above 140, the bottom number above 90. Because then you could be having like a little bit of hypertension going on or something else going on.
Yeah. So you might need to ask them, do they take medications? Has they had a lot of stress that day, right?
Could be in pain, stress, anxiety. A lot of people go to the doctors, their blood pressure is high. It's not always high, it's just high because they're at the doctor's.
Good. And then the last thing we had here was I picked up a good stethoscope, which this was actually hard for me to learn on too.
Yeah.
It sounded very different. And you said Littman is a good, hold that up for them.
Yeah, I like the...
That's a good brand. Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like, the heartbeat didn't sound what I expected it to sound like. It was much more subtle.
So he tried taking the blood pressure a couple different times and he had a really hard time hearing it. Visually, he was seeing where my heartbeat was starting and stopping, but hearing, you were struggling with that.
Yeah, it was subtle.
That's something practice it'll come to you with.
Right.
We just tried it for a couple times today, and we'll practice some more.
And that was my first time doing it, so all right, and then of course, everybody, we recommend if you can take some kind of CPR, first aid, and stop the bleed. Is there anybody that you recommend that does really good stop the bleed classes? A lot of times it's like the fire department and stuff, right?
Well, I mean, this class is available if you go online. I'm actually due to renew mine come this October, November, so it's really, if you look it up, you'll usually be able to find. I do recommend not doing the online class and going to a place in person, and the online classes are so readily available. I just don't feel like you get everything you need from doing it online. You really need a hands-on.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like learning how to do the blood pressure. If you weren't here to give me feedback, I wouldn't understand what I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree. Some things are best not learned online.
Right.
And then a couple things for your first aid kits, and then we'll close this one out. As somebody who I talked before about my emergency surgery, and I was surprised how much wound care kit you can go through in 30 days because you're changing your dressings frequently to prevent infections. So generally speaking, you're going to need a lot more of your first aid gauze and medical tape and
whatever you think you have and you think you're all set, get more.
Yeah,
get more.
You need more. And the quick clot, I know a lot of people like to have quick clot in their house. Be aware, I think you need to check to see some people have allergies to that. So I specifically have on all my backpacks and stuff that I have a quick clot allergy tag, so that if something happens to me, people find that shouldn't be their go-to, only as a last resort. So is there any other first aid equipment or...
Oh my God, I have 2 giant storage bins at home for emergency. I have everything you could think of. Everybody just doesn't need that. I'm like probably to the extreme.
But you have training on it too.
So I have probably a lot more than the average person would have. But you can go crazy getting all the stuff that you really need. Everything from, pain medicine, Advil, Tylenol, baby aspirin, you can go crazy.
Benadryl is really good to keep around.
I mean, I have like a lot of medication. I also ordered, we talked about this, the antibiotic kits.
Yeah. From Jace Medical, and we have a coupon code in the discount for that as well.
I have 2 adult ones of those and 1 child's. Yeah. Even though I have no children in my house right now, a neighbor or something, maybe somebody that's visiting or ends up at my house may need it, I have it. So I think that's a worthwhile thing to spend some money on.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome back
And, oh, wait,
anytime.
I want them to admire my shirt that you got me.
Right, and thank you, everybody. Appreciate everybody out there, and don't exceed your level of training, of course. Right, stay within what you're certified to do, but get as much training as you can. And if you know people, if you're lucky enough to have somebody with some medical experience, ask them to show you a few things as well. Okay, especially stop the bleed, especially CPR, first aid, and stop the bleed. Those should be the minimums. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody out there, keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.